going to look like, the quiz Monday, is really going to look like question one, except I give you all of those constraints. I give you that. That's what the second problem, that's why it's worth not as many points. Because you just have to graph everything, and I give you all of those equations, okay? The first question, you got to come up with the objective. You got to come up with all of one. So hopefully by practicing on D9b today, the types of questions that we are doing, the quiz really won't be that bad. But for some of you who haven't done that great on the tests, or you're really struggling with your equations, it still might be kind of tough for you. So that's how the points are going to be delivered as you are looking at that. And so what I want you to look at right now is 9b. So if I was going to break this down, this question easily could be like that question one on the test that I say is 26 points. So let's try and break it down and write it as you're looking at each of these. And then so we're going to kind of work our way through this one. This is where I will be able to tell you, when you're asking, how do I make sure that, like that point of intersection, how do I use substitution or elimination like yesterday's video? So as we read through, you're going to write the constraints. Those are going to be your inequalities. So those are going to be a bunch of inequalities. Your objective function, that's the key thing that we're going to get for our answer. So that's usually going to be worth a little more. You're going to determine, in this case, like the minimum maximum for each of these. You're going to find that feasible region. Feasible region is where we shade, okay? Then we're going to look at identifying the vertices. So on the quiz, I'll look for all those vertices, and then you're going to substitute it and do it. So Jack, would you please read that first question that we have there, number one?
Jim is baking cookies for a bake sale. He is making chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin cookies. He gets 25 cents for each chocolate chip cookie and 30 cents for each oatmeal raisin cookie. He cannot make more than 500 cookies of each kind, and he cannot make more than 800 cookies total. He doesn't want the number of oatmeal raisin cookies to be more than triple the number of chocolate chip cookies. How many of each kind of cookie should he make to get the most income? Use X for the number of chocolate chip cookies and Y for the number of oatmeal.
So the first thing, they tell us what to use for X and Y. So what I want you to please do is go to your graph, and they told us X was going to be what? Chocolate chip. And our Y is our oatmeal, right? So the first thing we might want to try and see is, that's the money equation. So that's going to be our P. So we're going to start this one off with our objective function. Our profit that we're trying to make is for each cookie. So the chocolate chip we're selling for 0.25 or 0.25x plus 0.3y. Okay? So we have taken care of that first part where you were dealing with the money, right? That was our objective function, okay? So next we want to try and say, well, what do we know about all these types of cookies? Keeping in mind X is chocolate chip and Y is raisin. Well, the first statement says that he's making these cookies and he cannot make more than, what did it say first? 500. Yeah. Can't make more than 500 of each kind. That means that X has to be less or equal to 500. And Y has to be. So, right there, look, that's a couple points for each of these. If you are not on this page in your homework, we're doing this together. I'm trying to help you out. I need you writing all these different equations so that when you do the next ones on your own, you're going to kind of have an idea, right? So as we read through, so the next part says they cannot make more than 800 cookies total. Oh, that is X plus Y has to be less or equal to 800. Okay? All right, so now, we're on page 43 as we are looking at these. So now, what else? Oh, there's something about, the number of oatmeal raisin you read. will be more than 3 times the number of chocolate chips. Oatmeal raisin, that's my y. And it will be less or equal to 3x. So, we are going to graph this now. 100, less or equal to 800, okay? So this is my less than 500, less than 500. That means my y-intercepts are going to be 0, 800, and 800, 0. Okay? So I'm going to do this one. Use your straight edge, right? Make sure you're using your straight edge. You didn't grab one at the beginning of class, come grab it. Okay. Then I'm looking at, and so I know it's below that, and now I am looking at trying to get y is less or equal to 3x. So, this has a y-intercept of 0, right? Starts down here. And I'm going up 3, so can you go up, instead of going up 3, could you go up 1, 2, 3, that's 150, and go over 1, right? Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Okay? I could continue doing that, but I don't really need to go any further. So now we're going to go to our straight line again. And this is where some of you were asking, this one isn't probably one where you need to use the 2 equations. But I think, just to show you, we'll probably do it in the next one, right? So we have, where is our feasible region? So this is what the quiz is, right? So some of you haven't graphed the y equals 3x. Right here, when I find this point of intersection, I have to use my equation y equals 500 with the equation of y equals 3x. Well, we already know y is 500. This is a perfect substitution problem, right? Y equals y. 3x equals 500. We already know the second part of the ordered pair is 500. You just have to find, dividing both times by 3. So how many cookies are we talking about? 166 or 167? I would probably go, we're not going to have half a cookie, right? We're going to go with the 166. Question in the back. Yeah.
Oh, why did you change it to an equal?
Because when you solve a system of just trying to find this one point of intersection, we're going to set the 2 equations, use the 2 equations, and then use whichever method you like. Good question. 165. So I would look on the quiz that you list all these points, right? Now you're going to start plugging them in. So you guys have your calculators, do the work to plug it in, and you're going to find, you're going to tell me your answer. Well, there's some that you can kind of eliminate off, right? Like the 0, 0, the profit is 0. Put the other ones back in that objective function. So remember, P equals, and you're taking 0.25 times 500 plus 0.3 times 0, right? Then you're going to plug in 500 and 300, and 300, 500. These two should make you the same answer, right? So you're going to solve those. So go ahead and do that. So we
A hospital patient is on a special diet that must include at least 140 milligrams of vitamin A and at least 145 milligrams of vitamin D. These requirements can be obtained from 2 types of protein powders that can be added to their food. Acne powder contains 10 milligrams of vitamin A and 20 milligrams of vitamin D per pound.
And notice when it said acne power, it said that was my X. So put that on your graph as your X. That's like trying to help you figure out that objective function when we write. Keep going.
$12 per pound. Herb pea powder Y contains 30 milligrams of vitamin A and 15 milligrams of vitamin D per pound and costs $8 per pound. How many pounds of each type of powder should be purchased to satisfy the requirements at the minimum cost?
Okay, so key thing we have to know we're going back, is that we need to have our objective, our cost. $8 per pound and $12 per pound. My profit that I'm making is going to be what? 12x plus 8y. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
When you read it. The objective is usually dealing with the money, okay? Next thing, we want to try and write all of our constraints. So, as we look at that, what do we know about acne powder X? It has 20 milligrams vitamin, if we're looking at this one, it has 10 milligrams of vitamin A. So like in the video yesterday, you want to do vitamin A, right? So this is A, this is B, right? So what did we know about vitamin A? In the first one, there were 10. So 10x plus what do we know in B it's made up of? It has 30, right? So we're using this for our 30y. And what do we know about how much that has in it? It has to be what? Include at least. So could it be more than that? So this is going to be, at least 140. This is going to be greater or equal to 140. Okay? As you're reading it and breaking it down, right? So now we got to go to B. Well, B is made up of, B is made up of 20, 15, and we know B has to be at least 145. So what does that equation look like? 20x, nice, plus 15y, and greater or equal to 145, right? Next. The first one was 30, right? 10, 30 with 140, 20, 15 with 145. The other thing we know is that x has to be greater or equal to 0. Y greater or equal to 0. So graph now. Right? So now you're graphing, you're finding those steps, right? So now I'm going to go over to 0. Mine was 7 point. Was it 7.2 or 7.5? 7.25. 7.25. So I'm going to go over to 1, 2, 3, 7.25, just a little over 7, and I'm going up to 9.6. Almost. Draw your straight line. So when you're on the quiz, this is kind of what it'll look like. If you do the same thing in the first quadrant, right? So now we are looking at our other ordered pair, which was at 0, 4.6 and 14. That was 7. All the way over here. So again, I'm going to draw that nice straight line as I'm doing that. But this time, where is the visible region? It's above it. That's the minimum. I only have 3 vertices I have to check, right? What's one of the vertices? This one that's right. If we're looking at our 3 vertices that we have to check, this is 9.6, right? Because we're checking all of this above it. I got to find this one. And I already know this one is 14.0, right? So I have 2 of them already. I have this point, and I have this one. I need this one. How do I find that point? That's where you put your 2 equations, and you go, oh, 10x plus 30y equals 140, and 20x plus 15y equals 145. And I'm going to probably multiply by negative 2. Which equation? Would it matter?
No.
No, one's going to cancel the x, one's going to cancel the y, right? They won't both cancel for rotating, do they? Okay. And where does this look like? Mine looks like it's about at 5, right? So I think it's at 5, and if I'm looking at that point, right? So that's what I got to find. So we are going to solve your equations. Multiply, which one did you guys decide? So it's negative 20x, right? Negative 60y, negative 280. Gonna add them together, right? Are you doing that?